our teams are bringing to this one. Both of them been playing extraordinarily well as we come to the end of the season. Damwon Kia falling actually to Gen G in their last best of 3, but I think that was a long way in the past. Let's have a look at them now as we see they've been pretty good at winning when it comes to best of 5s.
4th finals in a row. You know, you include the Kesper Cup in this, the 2020 Summer Finals, as well as Worlds. This is a team that is very on fire right now, and this is a team that's looking to build that dynasty that SK Telecom T1 holds right now in terms of Korean success as #1, and they are getting closer and closer with every single finals they get. Look at some of the stats here, and the first thing you'll notice is they do very well while ahead.
Yeah, and let's have a look at Gen G's side. Their playoff best of 5 record still suffering. However, that match against T1 might give the fans hope.
And that is what I'm going to be looking towards, because even though it is only a single best of 3, or best of 5 rather, it still does say a lot about the form that the team is currently on, the confidence that they have coming into this match. And you're going to need confidence, because when it comes to just the sheer power that this Damwon Kia squad has in basically every lane, it's an incredibly rough one. I actually don't know if we're going to get a lot of action here today in the top lane, because it has been a lot of Cyan.
Yeah.
Although Rascal does find solo kills even with Cho'Gath, so everything is possible.
Yep, if we do get round 1 Rascal back again, it will be a pretty difficult story, potentially, for Damwon, but we'll just have to see whether that is going to happen. Of course, Khan and Rascal were teammates back in the day, and now able to take each other out. I can't believe this is the first time they're meeting in a final, as of course, solo kills definitely up there for good old Rascal, but this is the matchup that I think is going to be on most people's minds.
This is going to be the really tough one, right? When you take a look at Canyon here in terms of his stats, like, he ends up farming way better than Clid in the jungle. He's had a way better track record. I mean, this is the World's Finals MVP. This is regular season MVP here for the 2021 Spring Split. He showed a massive champion pool even when he didn't need to. And right now, when jungle is still such a crucial part of draft, I mean, it's very often decided in that first phase, this is the guy you really have to watch out for. And I feel like Clid is just not up to the task at the moment in terms of what he's been able to accomplish on the other side of the rift.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it will come down to what champions both of these players are going to get. Will the Hecarim ever actually come out? But let's move to the mid lane now as Showmaker and BDD up against one another. Very similar champion pools, and if BDD keeps the form that he was on in the semi-final, this is going to be a huge one.
Because that was really, with triple POG, what put them over the edge against T1, right? The man was hitting blind scatters repeatedly against the greatest League of Legends player of all time, right? Yeah. And sure, you can argue about current form, but this is a BDD that has historically had so much issue with actually finding consistency and finding the level that we know he's capable of playing throughout the regular split, and he's actually bringing it to semis. And what I'm expecting is he's also going to bring it to playoffs here.
Yeah, and this is the, Syndra that you expect to see him playing, right? Now, this is the overlapping champion we were talking about. This is when Faker made a huge mistake in that semifinals, and BDD was able to get the counter kill while crab raving. But the Syndra priority was very high for BDD. He's only played 5 champions this season. I think he's actually the lowest champion pool across all playoff players in this season. So, excited to see how that overlaps. But taking a look at the bot duo here, this is where, Chronicler, you actually feel like Gen G has a pretty big edge, and it's a pretty big reason why you think they might actually take this series.
Because I think that one of the strongest parts of Damwon Kia, and you can look at this for the 2020 World Victory as well, is how insane Barrel is at roaming around the map and enabling the rest of his team, right? And I think that if you get a good matchup, which Gen G has been super diligent about securing in draft for Ruler and Life, they can keep the Damwon Kia bot lane on the back foot. Even with something like Ghost Senna, which by all metrics is just insane in terms of how comfortable he is on the champion and to what extent it frees up Barrel to pick stuff, to move around, it's still a matchup where I feel like if you focus enough attention there and you can get a Kalista, you can get a Jinx, something that Ruler is really, really confident on, you can find an angle there.
Yeah, you can see he's got quite a wide pool that he plays actually down here in the bot lane with this Kalista. Life, definitely someone to watch out for in terms of his champion pool. Very difficult to draft against this duo if you're looking for duo priority in the bot side.
Yeah, the thing that's difficult is that you look at Kalista as being a permaban against Ruler, as well as now he's...
현전이 어려울 거라고 생각했는데 쉽게 이겨가지고 되게 기분 좋게 올라온 것 같아요.
젠지가 올라올 것 같았어요. 느낌이.
결승전 힘들겠다, 좀 잘해야겠다 싶었고
단점 같은 것도 많이 보완되고 좀 더 강해진 것 같아요.
이제 이런 후반기에 저희가 모든 팀을 상대로 다 이길 것 같은 느낌이 들었는데 담원기아도 예외는 없습니다.
제가 고스트 선수랑 프로게이머 하기 전부터 되게 엄청 친했었는데
오래 걸렸지만 이렇게 같이 영광스러운 자리에 서서 되게 좋습니다.
6년 정도 걸린 것 같아요. 저랑 용준이랑 약간 울었었거든요, 그때.
좀 색다른 감정이 들고 오성이가 져서 슬퍼할 거 생각하니까 그게 좀 마음 아프네요.
롱주 때 첫 우승하고 나서 용준이가 케이크를 사왔거든요.
그랬던 것 같아요.
이번에는 근데 초코 케이크로 좀 준비해줬으면 좋겠어요.
이번엔 제가 받을 차례인 것 같아서 너무 슬퍼하지 말고 일단 초코 케이크로 부탁할게. 고맙다.
젠지의 상체가 다 저랑 한솥밥을 먹었던 친구들이거든요.
동아 형이랑은 한 7년 그 정도 됐는데
동아 형 결승에서 상대로 처음 만나는데
생각보다 오래 걸린 것 같아요. 좀 더 빨리 왔으면 좋았을 텐데 그냥 빨리 죽여놓고 싶었으니까.
제 얼굴만 봐도 원래 애들이 실금을 지릴 정도로 원래 무서운 형이었는데 이번에 좀 어떻게 그 기억 좀 되살려주고 싶네요.
동아 형이 LCK 탑 최고령이라는 게 믿기지가 않아요. 왜냐면은 하는 행동들이 나이를 먹은 사람의 그 연륜 같은 게 별로 안 느껴지고 철이 좀 들어야 하는데 언제 들렸는지.
버르장머리 없는 그냥 이번에 혼내줄 생각입니다.
팀 내에서 와 사이온 잘한다 밖에 못 들어갔던 것 같아요.
사이온 원챔.
그러니까 뭐 저는 사이온 원챔이라고 하면은 이제 비디는 아지르, 오리아나, 투챔이 아닐까.
이제 어떻게 보면 동아 형이 끝물이잖아요.
동아 형 나이 많이 먹었잖아. 어차피 결과 똑같으니까 진짜 무리하지 말고.
그냥 귀엽습니다. 아주 그냥 철벽의 라스칼이 아무래도 낭떠러지로 떨어지는 절벽의 라스칼이 되지 않을까.
혼내는 수준이 아니고 제가 진짜 죽여놓겠습니다.
한솥밥 먹었던 그 시절이 너무 텀이 길었나 그래서 감을 잃지 않았나. 이번에 그래서 한 번 더 패 죽여놓겠습니다.
이번에 정규 시즌 MVP를 받게 되는데
henyan 선수 정도가 좀 약간 전개되는 느낌인 것 같아요.
태민이 이제 T1에 있을 때 진짜 잘한다고 생각했거든요. 담원에 오니까 생각이 바뀌었어요. 훨씬 잘하는 사람이 있었어요.
무섭구만 사람을 찍거든요.
찍는 거 좀 센 것 같습니다.
건부야 박살을 내. 그냥 죽여놓으라고 그냥.
혼내주겠습니다. 어렵네요.
안 불편해하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
건부야, 트래시 토큰은 내가 대신해왔다. 게임 승리는 너가 대신해라.
제가 T1전에서 3연 POG를 받았는데
어차피 근데 프로 POG는 받아봤자 별로 의미도 없어서 그냥 결승전 MVP가 짱입니다. 제가 받도록 하겠습니다.
사실 하는 챔프 폭이 쇼메이커 선수랑 저랑 비슷하다고 생각해서
아지르랑 신드라 밴하면 할 거 없으시지 않나요? 뭐 하세요? 제가 조이를 잡으면 되게 자신이 있기 때문에 조이를 잡는다면 큐! 만년설이!
전 이렇게 피한 다음에 신드라 Q 맞추고
파란 강타 2!
그다음 수면 날릴 때 또 옆으로 피하고
다시 궁 쓰고 다시 Q까지! 잘 자요 디디 형.
쇼메이커 선수 뭔가 예전 같지 않더라고요. 제가 예전보다 더 잘해졌기 때문에 재밌게 할 것 같아요.
결승전에 BDD 선수의 점수 뭐 아무것도 하지 못하게 제가 만들 거여서 빵점!
저는 솔직히 결승에서 저와 룰러 선수의 대결이 가장 중요할 것 같습니다.
일단 저는 위쪽에서 싸우고 있을 때 그냥 알아서 혼자 한 실체 50개 정도 내고 있을 것 같아요. LCK 결승전에서 펜타킬을 한 선수가 없다고 들었는데 제가 최초로 좀 펜타킬도 좀 해봤으면 좋겠네요.
아, 네. 저는 그럼 2번 하고 가도록 하겠습니다.
고수님은 이제 포지션이 원딜인데 노우라는 딜은 안 넣고 뒤에서 잘한다 하시더라고요.
잘한다.
저는 퍼스트고 고수 선수는 서든데 어떻게 보면 2단계 차이가 나는 것 같아요.
룰러 선수 이제 퍼스트 팀을 받으셔서 굉장히 신나하시는 것 같은데 그걸로 만족하시고 우승은 제가 하겠습니다.
저는 베릴 선수랑 스타일이 많이 다르다고 생각하는 게 도구는 도구답게 플레이해야 되는데 베릴 선수는 고스 선수 자리를 좀 탐낸다고 해야 되나?
딱히 별 생각 없이 게임해가지고.
저는 사파피그 하려면은 룰러 형 허락을 받아야 돼서 이번 결승에서는 보여주고 싶습니다.
라이프 선수가 제가 알기로 난입 마공풀의 기초라고 할 수 있는 선수이기 때문에 자기가 자신 있는 거거나 아니면 뭐 조합에 맞춰서 하지 않을까 싶어요.
보여주실 거 다 보여주신 것 같은데 더 남아있다고 하시더라고요.
쓰고 싶은 건 있는데 너프돼서 못 쓸 것 같아요.
저 샤코 서폿이요.
저렇게 하고 싶은 픽 할 수 있구나. 솔직히 조금 부러웠었습니다.
인생 운명설이라고 이제 물 흐르듯이 가는 대로 하면 될 것 같아. 받아들여야죠. 일단 스프링 결승전이 재미없다는 얘기가 많이 나오는데 저희가 재미없게 이겼으면 좋겠네요. 3대 0으로 빠르게 재미없게.
근데 굳이 3대 0이 아니더라도 젠지 경기는 워낙 재미없거든요. 진짜 졸려요.
근데 뭐 3대 0으로 끝내도 이제 재밌게 끝낼 수 있어요. 네. 게임 내용이 흥미진진하면 되니까.
제 개인적으로는 3년째 스프링 결승을 꾸준히 오는 건데
이번에 제가 우승하게 된다면 5회 우승 탑라이너가 됐는데
저는 아직 주전으로 우승을 해본 적이 없었고 항상 갈망했었거든요. 미안한데 이번에는 내가 가져갈게 형.
LCK를 오랫동안 좀 뛰면서 우승 트로피가 아직 한 번도 없어요. 꼭 우승했으면 좋겠고
이번에 어렵게 잡은 기회인 만큼
죽을 각오로 열심히 하겠습니다.
See whether there's anybody that's with me. First, let's have a look at the Korean broadcasters. Dongjun with a 3-1, Cloud Templar 3-1 as well. Kankwi with 3-0, respect. And Nofei, who was our Genji predictor in the T1 series, he's gone for a very close 3-2.
That's right. And if you take a look at ours, of course, it's only going to be Chroniclers. Got the 3-2. Valdez also 3-2, but for Damwon Kia. Alice, you went for the 3-0. I think Genji can take a game in this series, but I think it has to be the first game. You don't take that one, change mine to a 3-0.
Yeah, no, it does become very, very difficult. And Bitol, Gorilla, and Kuro, they're also similarly thinking that Genji are going to be able to take at least one, making sure that he made it as even as possible. But you guys at home, 80% in favor of Damwon Kia, and I think that this is actually skewed a little bit as of, you know, more recently. Yeah.
You're putting a lot of pressure on these players who did perform in the T1 series, but this is a different beast. This is a grand finals.
Towards that top side. But I want to see Genji find a way to actually deal with this, because to get stuff done, they can be fine.
Uh-oh, a little bit overextended.
Yeah, BDD in a bit of trouble. Gravity Field goes down. Not going to get the stun just yet, but the follow flash. BDD on the wrong side of the map as now he's running through these Raptors, and now it's a wild goose chase. He does have the blast cone as Canyon avoids it, but now, yeah, I mean, look, you are getting away slowly but surely. Is it going to be the execute? No, it is not.
Yes, he's losing turret plates here. And so you have to get this Herald. They're rotating over for the Herald, but they need this.
Yeah, Beryl actually looking for a potential dive right now as there's the Onhorn Ghost already flashing as Rascal turns it the other way, but this is not working out how he wanted as Beryl's tanking the turret for the moment. Doesn't take that last shot. Has not even lost 50% of his health bar. He should be absolutely fine as now we're just looking to clear out this minion wave and pressure has dissipated. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, first turret goes down.
Yeah, turret's already gone here, so yeah, you will get this charge off here, but you're not going to be able to really do anything else. The Herald's going to get cleared so quick. Would round off the draft with that, but unfortunately, just making these... Oh, hold that thought, Clid.
Yeah, Clid thought that it was his jungle, but Canyon's trying to convince him otherwise. His Ghost's just going to get popped. BDD comes round the corner, and that's an overstep from the center.
Sit back and force every fight on their terms. Clid,
yeah,
2 levels down.
Yeah, a little bit out of position here as BDD over to the side. Life is going to come in. Dawning Shadows flies through. When we factor in that both of these teams want to be playing for about that 30-minute mark to really hit their stride, as we are going to check this one out once again.
Just a really proactive play once again from BDD here. Over the wall, pops his ultimate here, and the Scout of the Week is actually what finishes him. He just knows he has that extra damage.
Anything, Showmaker could have rotated up, as now speaking of rotations, we've got some teleports coming in here. Beryl and Ghost getting closed in on. There's a teleport to come through from Khan, as unfortunately Rascal, oh, he does find it actually in the end, but he gets blown up. And this is the problem there with turrets down, and This was the setup that, of course, the Heimerdinger wanted, and Clid is just going to have to collaterally damage. Yep, they rotate over. Control ward there. Going to be cleared here by Clid to the best of his ability. All 5 members of both teams milling about in the river. BDD down to about half-life, in a bit of trouble as the train is going to park itself into the wall, but it does buy exactly the right amount of space.
In the mid lane, you turn into such a huge advantage.
I do think that the double teleport or the double summoner usage there is something that may come to bite him, and here we see the double teleport, as pointed out, is a really big problem here. Rascal also, crucially, hasn't hit the levels where he gets the upgrade on his Mythic, so he's not that insanely tanky on that we know we're going to see later in the game, and there you also see that's
some of the CC is Clid and BDD in position. BDD you can see charging up for that potential ultimate, but the Herald is used, right? This is straight out of a textbook from Damwon Kia, trying to get all of that control, as Canyon is going to get collateral damage to the face, but they have a center. They have all of the extra regen on their side, and Canyon, he will be back up to health in pretty short time as these Piercing Darknesses start to come in. But Genji, they have position. There's the Moonlight Vigil. Gravitum's going to help out as well. Ornhorn gets a triple knock-up as the Dawning Shadow lands on Tarul, and now Damwon Kia trying to get back into this team fight. Canyon out of it already. The Scion is dead, down to zombie mode, and Clid secures the Dragon. Genji have extraordinarily low health bars. Damwon Kia cannot find it though. They cannot find the chase. And they'll
you got to be really worried about how it's going to go later on.
That's the ruler difference, baby. He finds the insane ultimate, because 2 ultimates were already used, right? They blow everything trying to kill Clid. But then this setup is beautiful, and this is what I'm looking forward to see what in these late game teamfights is going to happen. Both Khan and Rascal are trying to do the same thing, but the Thelios is insane at shredding down tanks, even this early on, doesn't even have his Lord Dominix yet. And then the secure from Clid, because Canyon is so low, he can't quite walk.
Situation sorted, as Heimerdinger does love to do, but Clid trying to come through and clear. You can see how dangerous it is though for Genji to try and crack this one open. Scatter the Weak now on cooldown. Canyon thinking about this as an opportunity. Down to about half health. And his health bar is actually very important. Ruler still holding onto his ult. Ultimates everywhere for both of these teams right now. As Khan looks for the flanking option. Rascal a lot lower than he'd otherwise want to be to actually frontline in this potential team fight.
They have to dodge every single shot coming through from Barrel as well, so the pacing of this is so slow, but the chip war is being won by Damwon Kia. Here comes Khan!
Yeah, we'll see whether Khan can actually get into position as he avoids a lot of these skill shots. Ruler out of the way of the Scion. He's got the close range weapons as here comes the call of the Forge Guard. Finds the knockup, but it's only onto Khan as Dawning Shadow gets all of those big old shields onto Damwon Kia. Genji still jostling right now, but the fight hasn't actually started. And now there's no call of the Forge Guard to try and get that advantage. Stun lands onto the Heimerdinger, but immediately barrels back up to full health. That's going to be soul point now for Damwon Kia.
They can just walk away. They don't have to fight this. They absolutely do not need to.
Goes up to full, and then once that call of the Forge Guard is used, you have a problem.
Oh no, Ruler's in ruler position, and he's caught immediately out. How many times has he died at exactly this point of the map?
And if Genji don't hit those spikes and they don't find the engage, we see what happens here.
Yeah, let's have a look at it one more time. Well, it was exactly like you said, a war of attrition, but one team has a healing ability.
Yeah, one team has a healing ability. Once the call of the Forge God comes out here, you know, as Damwon Kia, that you actually have freedom to move forward, right? And this is when you see Genji, unfortunately, unable to walk any farther forward because they knew they had call of the Forge God if they wanted to actually commit to the fight. But once it's gone, you kind of have to sit back and take a back seat here. There's just no one to stop the Drake. And you can see at this point, like, yes, they could try to trade forward here because Damwon Kia did go extremely far forward onto the Drake, but if you try to chase, it's just never a race you're going to win. And then this is Ruler, unfortunately, getting caught here, farming, didn't have vision, and that's the end of that. They don't get the Baron.
But I think that setup conversation that we've had is still so important. Can't spot it on vision. Ruler looking to move on over as Canyon finds BDD out of position. He flashes, but he can't make it towards the lantern. And now the box is set up, but it's just not going to be good enough. Now Rascal, he's also out of position. Clid's at half health. Ruler is running for the hills, and Genji are falling apart.
When push comes to shove, they can give up this objective, right? Like, it's not something that they 100% need to go for, and the attempt of Genji to collapse onto Khan is always something that is going to take so much time, and now it's a miracle steal for Clid, or the game is basically over.
Oh, the grenade lands! He takes the lantern. Clid is going to make it out, but, I mean, that's where the good news ends as BDD comes on over.
First one there, as we're going to watch this once again. This is BDD just splitting off with the rest of the group. Canyon catches him, and this is what happens with Udyr. There's no way out. You're not getting out of here, never, no matter what. And Khan is peeling so well for the rest of Gen G, so they can't come in and save him. There's no way to make a trade here. But yeah, if you're talking about controlling pits now with all the Baron buff that's going to come through with all the minions, the wave control you're going to have, like, how do you ever get to the objective first? How do you ever take this Elder Drake? I mean, it's going to be basically a 1 in a million chance.
And the real in this game so far is once again BDD going to get stunned up, but now Rascal's there, gets the flash out of Showmaker. Ghost is going to get knocked up, but Khan has found a flank. Ruler is exploding, but he's still alive for now. Daunting Shadow just narrowly avoided, but Khan is just unkillable right now on this Scion. Now he finds himself a turret. He's got Gargoyle's Stone Plate. Ain't no way he's dying. He's going to flash to get himself out of the way. His unleashed power still needs to be respected.
Play safe. Aphilo should be fine, honestly. Like, you have a Thresh for this reason. The moment you hear that noise, life should be there. Should be able to actually protect Ruler, because
All right,
Damwon trying to win this game with minions right now. And okay, you get an ult.
Yeah, but that is going to be a stopwatch. Rascal not going to be able to find too much joy there. Beryl going to get healed back up as Rascal has to Searing Charge his way out. Life not going to be so lucky as Ghost grabs that first kill. Collateral damage to try and create distance there, but cleared as Canyon gets stunned up and doesn't care at all. Nexus turret 1, 2 down. Nexus now the focus for Damwon Kia as they make a statement in game number 1 in this spring final. Gen G relegated to their fountain. Damwon Kia often want to have a bit of fun at this stage, but it looks like the Nexus is just going to get taken down, and they'll move us straight to game number 2.
Very clean game here from Damwon Kia. Both teams going for a scaling composition, but
자, 오는 거. 자, 주식 하나 씹을게. 공한테 그거 끊어주세요.
앞에 거 쳐, 앞에 거 쳐.
네, 정확했어.
쓰레쉬.
포타쳐. 끝내자. 딱. 흔들어. 앞에 봉.
야, 죽이자, 이제. 다 왔어요.
나이스.